Always plan for well, I'd love to see you looking swell, my baby. Diamond bracelet to the world doesn't sell, my baby. Till that lucky day, do it now. You know darn well, my little baby, I can't give you, I can't give you, I can't give you anything above love. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Neil Sedaka, and I've got a secret.
I've got a secret. From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much. Howdy. You know, one of the reasons that I like doing this program so much is that I never know what's going to happen until I get to the studio. And you may not believe this, but I just tripped over a submarine backstage. You'll see why that's funny in a little while. At any rate, good evening and welcome to, I've got a panel to introduce. We'll get right to that. Betsy Palmer.
Yes.
Bill Cullen.
No.
Bess Meyerson and Henry Morgan.
That's pretty fast.
All set to play the game, panel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, then I think it's only reasonable that we request our first contestant at this time, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. Nice to have you with us. Make yourself comfortable there and tell us your name and where you're from.
Donald Reed from Wanamassa, New Jersey.
Mr. Reed, may I ask, is that your submarine parked backstage?
Yes, it is, sir.
Well, we have a little parking ticket for you, fella. How do you like that? Isn't that clever? Would you believe they planned that a month ago? Well, anyway, he really does have a submarine. That's what counts. And it is very unusual. Not that it's not unusual enough to have a submarine in a theater, but this is even more unusual than that. So if you'll whisper to me, sir, we'll show our audience what is so unusual about all this. Uh-huh. Well... The clue panel to Mr. Reed's secret concerns something unusual about his submarine, obviously, and we'll start the game with Betsy Palmer.
All right. Mr. Reed, are you a civilian or are you connected with the Navy in any way?
Civilian.
So it's Mr. Reed. Did you design your submarine yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this submarine made out of material that is unusual?
Oh, a little bit.
Unusual, like we don't usually make submarines out of this material.
Yes and no. It won't help you much.
Excuse me. Did you find it around your house?
Yes.
The things that... I don't mean the submarine. I mean what you made the submarine out of. The material.
Well, perhaps. But in general, no. You would get them where you get any submarine parts. $20 down, 60 to go. Bill Cullen.
Mr. Reed, the unusual thing about your submarine, is it in its performance?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kind of submarine when you sound all the various alarms and the Christmas tree goes all green, you give the order to dive, and it goes up.
Well, not exactly like that.
Not exactly like that, huh?
It's kind of an interesting question.
Yeah. I think I limped onto something here. Is this a submarine that does more than merely submerge and surface again, Mr. Reed?
Yes, Bill. Yes, it does.
Pretty good.
There goes half the money. Bess Meyerson?
Mr. Reed, then does it go on the water and above the water, possibly? Does it fly, too?
Yeah.
Really?
That wasn't as unusual as I thought it was going to be. They knocked it off just like that. Well, that's the idea, panel. It is seriously an unusual submarine for all your quickness. Not only does it submerge, as you figured out, but if we can open the curtains now, you'll see how it gets up in the air, too. It also is designed to fly. Here we go. Maybe we'll leave this microphone here. That's the wing coming into place and almost crushing Betsy over there. This obviously is the pilot, I take it. And who is the pilot?
That is my son, Bruce. He does most of the testing underwater and in the air.
I see. So still a wild idea. Funny to get out of an airplane going like this. How long have you been working at this?
About 10 years, Mr. Allen.
I see. And how does the thing submerge?
We cover the airplane engine with a rubber fabric that makes it waterproof like a diving bell, and it is allowed to go down 8 to 10 feet underwater and completely submerge. We raise it above the surface, take the cover off, put the propeller on, we're ready for immediate flight.
I see. Have you ever actually submerged it and flown it?
Yes, my boy's been through both phases, and I think he has quite an unusual solo pilot record of flying the world's first flying submarine.
I'm sure he does. This, of course, is the propeller. I guess our audience can see that. That takes care up above the surface of the water. And there's that little tiny one at the tail what drives it under the water?
That's the electric motor in the back that propels it through the water and underwater, yes.
What are your two speeds?
Very slow speed underwater and on the surface, but in the air, takeoff speed is around 55 to 60, and it goes up to around 100 miles an hour. Bill has a question.
Henry has a question, yes.
No, I just want to know. Now, I hope this is a stupid question. What's it for?
Well, the Navy Department said you could not fly a submarine in Washington several years ago when I built several models. You'll notice by the conning tower that this is model 19, and it is the 5th man-operated model to be tested by my boy and myself, and we have a craft not only for military value, but as a civilian sportsman craft for underwater scuba divers, underwater photography, salvage operations, or general oceanography or exploration.
I thought this afternoon when I saw this that the military applications would be immediate. Are you talking to the Navy about that?
They should be, but Washington seems to be of the opinion that you can't fly a submarine, sir.
Now, why don't you talk to the Air Force?
That I will do.
All right. Righty. Well, Mr. Reed, you're a remarkable inventor. All inventors are remarkable to me. I have great respect for them. We wish you and your son the best of luck, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
One of the silliest sayings ever is there's nothing new under the sun. There's all kinds of stuff new under the sun every day. Look at that, propeller turning around. Well, sir, we'll be back with you again in just a moment, but first, let's watch this. Yeah. It's a wild sight a minute ago. This thing is too big to be lifted off as it is, so the stagehands had to take it apart. They look like a lot of little ants destroying a butterfly or something. For you poets out there. May we have our next contestant, please? Let's see what he built. Nice to have you with us, sir, and would you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is John Gyrus, and I'm from New York City.
Panel, Mr. Gyrus is a familiar face to people in the television business. Some of you might even know him. In any event, he's a makeup artist. You should know him. Nothing personal, you understand. I just mean it would be a normal thing if you knew him. And for the past couple of years, he's been working on a wonderful program called The Defenders. And he has the job of making Mr. E.G. Marshall and the other crew of lawyers look beautiful for the TV cameras. But unlike most makeup men, his work doesn't end in the dressing room because he has to be on the set every day, right along with the actors, the director, and the producer. And now, John, if you'll whisper to me, we'll show our audience at home why you're in such a demand. Panel, the clue concerns something about Mr. Gyrus, and we'll start the questioning this time with Bill Cullen.
John, is your secret is that this isn't your real face at all, that all these years you've been someone else? That's not it. No, because that would be a marvelous show. Is it who you, are we looking for the name, perhaps, of a person who uses your makeup services?
No, I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Does it have to do with makeup, John?
No.
Oh, good. That's great. No wonder Steve told us so much. Does it have to do with something completely removed, far removed from the world of Gitzenheit makeup?
Yes, it does.
Is it a mechanical thing?
No.
$20 down, 60 to go. We go to Bess Meyerson.
Now, John, we know that you're a wonderful makeup artist. Could it be... You're welcome. Could it be that you're also an excellent performer?
No, not.
Do you do any acting in the...
Not an actor, no.
Have you been caught on camera?
No.
Do you handle the guns?
No.
You do something other than makeup that has to do with the show while it's on camera, while it's being...
He may do it at any time, during the week, but...
I see. Now, if you didn't do that, could anyone else do it?
Yes.
Could any...
$40 down. Henry Morgan.
Well, of course, John and I haven't met. I don't use makeup. I'm terribly beautiful the way I am.
It's the lights that fool you.
John, as far as we got, there was some function you perform while the show is on the air?
No, we film our show in New York City here. It's while we're filming our show.
While you're filming it?
When it's in production.
Are you a cameraman?
No.
Do you do a technical job in that area?
No.
If you mean mechanical, no.
Well, gee whiz, what's left? Do you direct?
No.
You a scenic designer?
No.
Process of elimination is going on. $60 down, and we go to Betsy.
Are you on the set, John,
Yes.
when it's actually being filmed?
Yes.
Would you be in the set more if it were being, the scene was being performed in the courtroom?
Yes.
You don't, by any chance, you're not a court reporter and know how to take everything down?
No.
On one of those machines?
No.
No. Bill would like to know if you're the stunt man. Did you learn law while you were on the set? Did you become a lawyer?
Yes.
You went, for heaven's sake.
You just...
You mean to tell me you learned everything you know by...
No, not while on the set.
You didn't quite hit it exactly on the head, but you're in the right neighborhood. In the course of a day's work in the courtrooms of the defenders, many legal questions are put to the actors, and they have to make decisions about legalities. The answers to which only their hairdresser knows for sure, because John Gyrus, the makeup man for the defenders, is the only real lawyer on the set of the show. John, how did this all come about?
Well, we have a technical advisor on our show, and he takes care of most of our legal problems, but there are problems that come up sometime during the course of the show that we don't have time to check with Jerry Leitner. That's our technical advisor. And all of us like working on the show, and we like what the defender stands for. We all contribute as best we can, aside from what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I know the law, so I try to help out there. And we have people that write scripts that aren't script writers sometimes, and that's about it.
The results are certainly wonderful. But I would imagine that having two careers can become kind of tough. I know it is for me once in a while. Do you eventually tend to settle for just one profession?
Not one of those. I'd like to do something else. I'd like to produce TV films someday.
Ah, very interesting. Jack of all trades.
Excuse me.
Yes, Betsy.
But I just wondered, Johnny, you've not been a lawyer for a long, long time.
Oh, that's 6 years.
6 years.
I've been admitted to practice in New York State for 6 years, and I have practiced.
Since
I still
you
do.
started working on the show, or...
Well, I do. I still practice. I advise people, and
But I mean, the show didn't provoke you to go into
no. It just so happened that I'm a makeup man, and I needed a job, and the Defenders was there, and I'm doing makeup.
Mm-hmm. John, it's a dangerous coincidence. I mean, you're being on Defenders and being a lawyer. Aren't you happy that you weren't chosen to do the Untouchables?
By the way, John, before you go, I'd like a little legal advice from you. How do I look?
Very good.
I think this is every bit as funny as the thing with the water before. Thank you very much. Thank you, John. We've got to stop doing that physical humor. Anyway, here's something of real interest to the ladies. Well, sir, right now it's time to meet our special guest for the evening. He has a secret for the panel to guess, of course, but he also has a new record that I think has to be a big hit, even with people who don't particularly appreciate rock and roll music, because this is a good one. So as a bonus tonight, I'd like you to hear Neil Sedaka singing his own composition, Let the People Talk. Here he is.
That I'll break your heart. Let the people talk. Don't you listen when the rumors start. Let the people talk. Just because I let her out in the back, they say that I love originator changing me. I'm in love with you if you love me too. Just let 'em talk. Baby, baby, let the people talk. Let the people talk. Let the people talk. Baby, baby, let the people talk. Let the people talk. Let the people talk. Baby, baby, let the people talk. Let the people talk. Let the people talk.
Quick version.
Swinging version.
We have a wild group here tonight. I see the fan
yes.
club is out there in full force.
Indeed they are. We're glad to have them. Well, it's traditional to ask performers what their plans for the future are. What's coming up for you, Neil?
Well, I have a lot of exciting things coming up, but that's my secret, actually. I can't
Okay, well, then if you'll whisper it to me, we'll show the audience at home what your plans are. That in itself is quite unusual, but there's a little bit more, I understand. And that's very unusual. The title, The Clue to Neil Sedaka's Secret, concerns where he's going and what he's going to do when he gets there, and we'll start the game this time with Betsy Palmer.
All right. Neil, you're going out of this country?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to be in the Western Hemisphere?
Nope.
Nope. Are you going to be in Asia?
Nope.
Well,
Well,
he
the audience
personally,
is yes.
he won't be in Asia, no.
He won't be in Asia.
No.
You'll be in Europe then.
Yes, I will.
Are you going to be...
$20 down, Bill Cullen.
Europe. Would it help me to know what country in Europe you're going
Yes,
to...
you have to.
Well, now, I'm very good at geography. We were discussing
I'm
that.
not.
Yeah, is this...
Inadvertently, there's been a large clue already given.
Inadvertently?
Inadvertently.
Good. Are you going to be inadvertently, Neil? I know all these European countries. Is this a Romance language country, Neil? Good.
No.
Must then be either France or Spain. Is it a Teutonic language country?
What are these words there? $50 words.
I don't know, but that's the last one I know. I'm dead now.
No, it's inadvertently, it's not Teutonic.
Not inadvertently, not too good.
There's $40 down, Bess.
We still have to find out where you're going. Neil, could you possibly be going to Russia? Yes?
Yes.
You're going to Russia. Are you going to sing for Khrushchev? No. He's not there.
This
He's
is a
Russian.
tape, ladies and gentlemen. This program was
He
made
may
3
need
years
a little...
ago.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, just a minute. He may need a little cheering up. I've got a...
We're not cheering up Khrushchev, no.
$60 down. Henry?
I didn't think that the Russians approved of what you do.
Oh, yes, they happen to like American music.
Not rock and roll, they don't.
Well,
Some of them do and some of them don't.
Well,
Listen, that's the way it is here.
Are allowed to hear it. The last...
The American records sell for $10 for one single record. It's very much in
Underground.
demand, yes.
No. They do, really. They
Yes,
don't
sir.
approve of rock and roll. This is standard. I'm not being funny.
The establishment does not, but some of the kids do.
Well, they're not allowed to, but... Are you going to smuggle records in? No, seriously, don't. Are you going to a major city?
Yes.
I'll make one up. Moscow.
Right.
Yes.
And you're going for the State Department.
No.
You're going for South Hurock.
Would be nice.
Well, you were narrowing in on it, panel. Neil Sedaka has the rare distinction of being not only the first rock, but also the first roll singer to ever get over there. But what makes this thing really more interesting is that he will not be performing there as a singer, but as a classical pianist. Now, Neil, how in the world do you make this transition from rock and roll singer to classical pianist?
Well, actually, it was the other way around. I began my career as a serious musician at the Juilliard School
How long did you study there?
for about 12 years.
Boy, that is serious. Well, then how did it happen that from the Juilliard world you went to rock and roll time?
Well, I had written many popular songs for today's people and today's music market.
I see. Who'd you write for?
Oh, Connie Francis and Bobby Darin and many of the contemporaries.
Wonderful. Now, exactly where will you be performing in the Soviet Union?
This will be the Tchaikovsky Piano Competition in Moscow. It'll be in June of 1966, and I'll be representing America.
Well, a lot of Americans remember first... Yes, Henry?
No, I'm not going to complain now about how you misled me by saying some Russians do like rock and roll. But isn't that the one that Van Cliburn won?
Yes,
exactly, yes.
Then you must really be sensational.
Yeah.
You bet your bird he is. Certainly he is. You kidding?
Marvelous. Play.
All right, that's exactly what we have in mind.
We just happen to have it.
Do you still practice much?
I get about 3 to 4 hours a day, wherever I'm working.
Don't have quite that much time now, but see how long you can go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have this wonderful piano over here for Neil to play. He's going to play Chopin's Fantaisie-Impromptu. Here he is. To Moscow. We'll be back in just a moment. We pause now for this important message.
2 minutes.
We must have done a spot on the show where we show the panelists' doodles. That has been done, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, they're very interesting.
Really? I haven't.
Bill drew a little bow tie here, a little black bow tie.
In your honor, Henry.
What have you got, Henry?
And Henry drew a big red
That's
apple.
for me.
Is that an apple?
I was giving it to Bess.
She gave me an apple. With
An
the
apple?
worm right in
What were you doing?
I don't doodle.
Working out your income tax.
No.
I'll be back next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Whether you're a mom or a ma'am or a grandma they call Grammy, this Mother's Day, make it a whammy.
Can you hear me now?
Watch the Press Your Luck Mother's Day Whammy-thon. 7 straight hours of free spins and big wins.
It's like a family reunion.
Hosted by every mother's favorite son, Todd Newton.
We'll be waiting for you.
Make it a whammy of a Mother's Day. Watch the Press Your Luck Mother's Day Whammy-thon Sunday, May 11th, starting at 9/8 Central on GSN.